Welcome to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
And Dr. Moore, let's get right into introducing people to our sponsors.
Yeah, we want to introduce you to Lee Kosel and Crawley, who's been with us and working with us for at least 3 to 4 years now. Not only that, but we also have Fervent Care Christian Academy. We also have Marion County Public Health Department, Isles Mountain Clothing and Shoes. Martin University is a new sponsor. His Place Eatery is a brand new sponsor. Make sure you get there and taste that smoked meatloaf he has. And Northside Window and Gutter Cleaning, a new sponsor. Happy to have all of our new sponsors be a part of Real People, Real Voices.
When we come back, we'll be talking with an extraordinary young man, Lance Williams. And in our second segment, you don't want to miss Tamira Cypress. An exciting show on today. We'll be back after this. Welcome to Real People, Real Voices. We're very glad that you have joined us on today, and we are joined by Lance Williams, and we're excited about the work that you're doing in our community. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
You've done a lot for a lot of people, and you are the founder of the Lance Gifts. Tell us about that.
Well, it started when I was in 8th grade when we were given a project to do something that we were passionate about. And so I got the idea to give Christmas gifts to the elderly during Christmas. And over the years, I had my classmates help me wrap gifts. And this year, since COVID-19 is affecting so many of us in a significant way, I decided to shift over to giving out COVID-19 safety kits this year.
And you've done quite a few of them. Tell us about that number. It's quite high.
Well, so far we've raised about $3,400, and we're still fundraising. So, any donations would be appreciated. People can donate at www.lancesgift.org. And right now we were able to give out about 275 safety kits, but the more money we get, the more we can give out.
And 16 years old, doing all of this, that's pretty amazing. Most 16-year-olds are playing video games. Not to say that you don't play them, but you're spending your time trying to help people through COVID-19. So God bless your family. Certainly your family for putting you in the mindset to doing these kind of things. Where are you going to be going to school?
I go to school at Brebeuf Jesuit.
Brebeuf?
Yes.
Brebeuf, okay, that's cool.
You speak.
Go ahead, Jackson. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. I've been talking since we've been on.
So what is the where you can donate at? I need to hear that.
www.lancesgift.org.
Lance's Gift, okay, .org?
Yes.
Okay, the Olivet Baptist Church is going to give you $1,000.
Oh, well.
The Baptist Ministers Alliance is going to give you $500. Okay?
Thank you.
All right, so you've been on for 10 minutes and raised $1,500. You're a pretty good fundraiser, brother.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem. We'll get in touch with you and make sure you get those resources.
Thank you.
And we might as well round that out to 2,000 to make sure that you have a good start. You've had done so much work. And
yes, sir.
We'll make sure we get check or Cash App or however you're taking in money. And that's a good question, Lance. Do you have people Cash Apping you, or is it to your mailing address? Or how are you wanting people to do that?
Right now I have a GoFundMe where I collect the funds.
Okay.
On Facebook?
Yes, on my website.
Okay.
And so it's on your website and Facebook?
No, just my website.
Just your website. So if people want to donate, they got to go to your website.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Just
That's
wanted to be clear.
Okay.
And that's Lance's Gift, LANCESGIFT.org.
Yeah.
.org. Go to the donate button, right?
Yes.
Okay, we trying to get it right. We trying to get you some money. Ain't that right, Jack?
That's absolutely right. We do that for a lot of people in the city, in fact.
Yeah, we do
So
a
we
lot of
start-
yeah, and so that ain't bad for, and I mean ain't bad for 10 minutes, man. $2,000, man. Only athletes make money like that in 10 minutes.
He's an athlete when it comes to running and making sure that our seniors have what they need. And you plan on attending Full Sail University when you graduate to study game design.
Yeah, I've been looking at Full Sail for a while now.
It's good.
And that's very good because there's not a lot of diversity in the gaming industry. And that's not talking about Las Vegas, Nevada. But the gaming industry is big, big, big. And so we hope that you will do very, very well in that area. How did you end up having a desire to go in that direction?
Well, I've been gaming for my entire life, and it's always been something that I really enjoy. So I decided that, I wanted a career that I would enjoy. And so when I heard about game design, I thought that was the one for me.
Do you have a YouTube channel yet, or are you on YouTube doing anything with regard to gaming?
No, not right now.
My grandson would just really love you. He says he wants to be a gamer when he grows up. How
Yeah,
about
my
that?
grandson's the same way.
Used to be
Canada,
doctor, lawyer, football player. Now they want to be gamers.
they will be gamers now. My grandson has a birthday coming up, and he wants new games. You like that, Lance?
Yeah, I always want new games.
You always want a new game, huh? But you know what? You're playing a great game, and that is taking care of seniors during COVID-19. You're doing things that major organizations are not doing, and you need to be commended for that. And apparently, your mom and dad has poured into you some good human instincts to love humanity and to serve humanity. And there's no greater love than serving humanity. And you're doing a great job, and we appreciate what you're doing.
Thank you.
Lance, we have about a minute 30 left. Would you like to make an appeal to our viewing audience to support your work?
To all who are watching, remember that you can donate at www.lancesgift.org. And you can also buy one of these COVID-19 safety kits for you or your friends and family in that same website. And every donation is appreciated.
And what's in that kit?
Well, there is one bottle of hand sanitizer. Actually, I have one right here.
Yeah,
So there's a bottle of hand sanitizer.
good.
There is one reusable mask. There are 2 pairs of gloves in here. There are 2 disposable masks. And there is a no-touch tool that you can use to open doors or punch in your code at the ATM or, press the buttons on the elevator.
That is amazing.
That's a great kit.
How many seconds do we have, Jackson?
25.
Okay, let me give a pitch. Hey, this is Lance's Gift. Make sure you go to our website, www.lancesgift. Make sure you hit the donate button and make sure that to ensure that we'll be able to help senior citizens. Do that for us. Hit the donate button, www.lancesgift. God bless you.
Good job, Dr. Moore. And thank you, Lance, for joining us. All the best to you and your family and what you're doing. We want you all to stay with us. We'll be back after these messages. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
I'm your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
And Dr. Moore, let's thank our sponsors as we get into this. And we have a wonderful guest on this afternoon. And we thank God for Tamara Cypress. But before we talk to her, tell us about our sponsors.
First of all, let me say we're grateful to all of our sponsors, and our sponsor list is accumulating into a large list. And if you want to be a sponsor, just contact Curtis Baker at WHMBT TV, and he'll be there to help you. Lee Kosel and Crawley is with us always, and Fervent Care Christian Academy, Marion County Public Health Department, Al's Modern Clothing and Shoes, and the Mighty Martin University, His Place Eatery, and Northside Window and Gutter Cleaning. Get in contact with one of those businesses and they'll meet your needs.
And they may perhaps be on the list of Black Onyx Management, and if not, hopefully they will be. Welcome to the show, Tamara Cypress.
Hi, Tamara's joining me. Thank you for having me.
Tamara, so I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. I apologize. Tell us about
your twins, Tia and Tamara.
Yeah.
Tamara.
All righty.
That's helpful to remember. Tell us about what your consulting firm does.
Absolutely. So I am the CSR lead with Black Onyx Management, and Black Onyx Management is a research-based consulting firm and a public benefit corporation. And if that term is new to you, it is a new entity, but public benefit corporations operate like a for-profit, but also get to designate where they want to put their social capital and investments. And Black Onyx Management has decided to uplift the Black community in our community outreach. So similar to lots of corporations that do corporate social responsibility or community outreach on the side, a public benefit corporation already has it in its business plan.
Okay, that's great. That's great. How are you enjoying the work so far?
I love it. So I started with Black Onyx Management in June, and I created 2 programs for them. One is called Black Businesses Matter, and the other program is called Indie Accompliship. And they are different, but they're complementary and all about helping Black businesses all the way to connecting to corporations here in Indianapolis to really make our city smaller and make sure that we're working together.
Which is a difficult job.
It is, but I love a challenge. So I challenge the status quo in everything that I do. I've been in 5 diverse industries over the past 17 years. My background's in marketing and communications, and I've been doing community outreach and corporate social responsibility since I moved to Indianapolis in 2003. And what I find is that corporations, when they work well with government and other entities, including nonprofits, it's that culmination of all of these relationships together is what really helps us make a difference.
And talk to us about the vitality of small and minority-owned businesses in our community. A lot of people, we know about the big firms, the big box stores, and a lot of times the smaller businesses are not thought about as being vital. Speak to that, please.
Absolutely, and you're spot on. So we really started watching the data earlier this year that suggests about 40% of Black businesses have been permanently impacted since COVID, which is really the catalyst of what really got us started to look at Black Businesses Matter. And what we wanted to do when we created this campaign was really to look at those small Black businesses that are normally overlooked, and also want to change that trajectory so that we don't see more Black businesses part of that 40% or see it continue to increase. So Black Businesses Matter is about storytelling and also networking. And I know we've talked about where's this list or repository so that I could just have a one-stop shop for all Black businesses. And I'm proud that other people are working on that. So Indie Black Owned and Shop Black Indie are 2 sites, and I'll share that with you so you can share it with your audience, that are working on a one-stop shop for those Black businesses. We are working more so on that storytelling and networking piece. When we kicked off July 1, 80 Black businesses signed up with us, and we discovered a lot of things very quickly. One was 40% of them are not registered with the city or state. And that's important because if you want to do business with the city or state, you don't bubble up to anyone's list. You're missing out on emails and opportunities that you're not getting or not a part of. Also, we found out that 58% of them need help with social media, 42% of them need help with website, and more than 40% of them have been in business less than 2 years. So as we continue to build relationships with these smaller Black businesses, there's great opportunity to not only help with the marketing pieces that we're doing, but help them fill in the gaps of their business that they wouldn't necessarily have an opportunity to see as they wear their hat as entrepreneur and everything else.
So this goes back to the idea of the challenge of major corporations taking on the ideology of mentorship for small businesses. Am I on point?
You are absolutely on point. I would love if we could come up with a coaching or one-on-one mentoring program that matches our Black businesses with corporate America, so to speak. Also an opportunity when you couple relationships with money, then it relieves that gap of trust. Like sometimes we're seeing that these grants are out there or loans, and some of these businesses they don't apply for them. Also, they don't necessarily get approved for them. And those are two separate issues. But if we can start building this bridge of building connections and relationships, the relationship and the money will start making sense, and these businesses will start to survive and thrive.
You know what, Tamara, as being a resident of Indianapolis for a long time, that's a great idea. But a lot of businesses suffer because they are not in the radar. There are just certain businesses. In other words, some people have built a silo, Tamara, and they place certain businesses in this silo. And when you marry up the money with the small business, they go to the silo. And then the gatekeeper or the doorkeeper of the silo goes in and calls out who they want to come out of the silo to marry up with that particular corporation to get those dollars. Am I on point or am I missing something?
You're not missing anything. I can't argue with anything you said. What I would say is if we could use this opportunity to look at ways that we can bring new solutions on board, that's where we should spend our energy. Black Onyx Management, and then just me personally with all the boards and committees that I'm on, I want to figure out how to break down those silos. There's a lot of who owns this, who gets credit, and who's on board, which is something we can't ignore. But I think if we can think of opening our mindset and kind of shifting how we think, there's great opportunity for people to do the right thing. And that's part of the other program that I created, Indie Accompliship, that's really challenging companies to think differently. And if you follow the Business Roundtable, that's made up of 200 of the largest CEOs around the country, they declared last year that shareholder value is no longer the number one priority. And what that means, so last year, before the pandemic, it was already seen that corporations needed to start looking at the evolving expectations of their employees, suppliers, and customers in a whole new way. And things around social justice, looking at the community around you, really make up the entire city. So just thinking about profit maximization is no longer the number one priority and will not keep businesses alive or thriving in the future. And really, companies that no longer think it's taboo to look at corporate social responsibility as their responsibility are the ones that are going to make it. Another key piece of data, since Black Onyx Management is a research-based consulting firm that we're looking at, is we're following Gen Z. So Gen Z has really shown us that trust in institutions continue to fall dramatically. In fact, to the point that, so Gen Z, if you don't know, are those people in their young 20s and under. They are a growing population right under the millennials. And what they're telling us is that the pandemic and Black Lives Matter movement are the two most important or significant events that are happening in their lifetime. And as they grow as consumers, and now that they have 3 years under their belt on the workforce, how they talk to their friends, how they talk to their families, what they demand of their employers, what they demand of businesses that they may or may not choose to spend their money with matters. So listening to Gen Z, listening to this new group of CEO, the biggest CEOs around the country that are also saying we can no longer ignore what's happening outside of our walls is really important. And that's a key piece that I think is going to be the difference between what we've seen in the past that continues to fail, and the same people that get the same money and the same people who get ignored is going to have to shift.
You've been a great guest. Thank you so much for the knowledge. We'll have to have you back.
Thank you. I'd love to be back and dig in a little bit more about how companies can be accomplices. And if there's nothing else that you take from me today, accomplice is not a bad word. If we can think through how we kind of pivot from being allies to being accomplices, which really means you move from taking or writing statements to how you take action, that's how we're going to really affect change and address systemic racism that's happening in our city.
Thank you. All the best. You all stay with us. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Real People, Real Voices. I'm your host, James Jackson.
Your co-host, Pastor Wayne Moore.
And I'm your executive producer, Faith McKinney.
Curtis Baker with WHMB TV 40.
Amazing segment with Lance Williams. We hope that people will go to his website, lancewilliams.org, and order the kits, the COVID-19 safety kits.
I like it because he's dealing with seniors.
Yeah.
He's doing everything he can as a young man to help seniors, and that's why we were compelled to do what we did for him today, to make sure that he meets the needs of those seniors.
I'm so excited for him and his organization, about the donations and the outpouring of love. You, Pastor James and Jackson, Pastor Moore, you've shown to him. I think that's amazing. I was almost tearing up.
Well, we got to take care of one another in COVID-19. We got to do it.
I just wanted to chime in. I do want to applaud you too for the work you do in the community and help raise funds for this young man. I really appreciate that. That has to be commended. And I'm going to tell you guys that.
Yeah, well, we've done it since 2013, I think, Dr. Moore. We've been raising money to help people, and we're always excited to do that. It's more than just talk. We certainly thank God that we can walk the walk.
Yeah, we give God the glory. Not only that, but our next guest was Tamara.
Tamara Cypress. She's amazing. She's a fireball.
Yeah, very intelligent young lady, knows where she's going. She's concerned about development of Black businesses and the merger of corporations and Black businesses. That's phenomenal. That's just the tip of the iceberg of what she's doing. But I appreciate what she's doing in the city of Indianapolis.
With that, God bless you. We'll see you next week.